Welcome to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show. We've got a new guest for you every week, somebody we think is important that you need to know more about in the community. This is brought to you by the great folks at COMC, Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. And so we've got the Wagners with us today. It's Michael, it's Toni Wagner. How are you guys?
Wonderful, thank you.
Good. Boy, I tell you what, summer's here, isn't it?
It is.
But that means shootout is right around the corner.
Yes.
All right, so, and that's why I wanted you guys, I asked you to come in if you would be on the show, because everybody sees you every year out at the shootout doing something. Like you're volunteering, you're working, and not just at the shootout, at other things in the community too. So I figured I'd have you in, get your stories about what it's like to volunteer at the shootout and stuff like that. So how many years have you guys been volunteering at the shootout?
2008 was our first year, the year it moved over to Captain Ron's.
Okay, 2008, so that would make this the 15th year.
This is our 15th year.
Wow, okay. So when it moved to Captain Ron's, that was kind of the start for you guys. I think it was over at Shooters 21 before that.
Correct.
And you probably heard about it,
Right.
but didn't really jump in until it came to the west side.
Right.
Correct.
Okay. And then, so have you seen a bunch of changes in the shootout over the years, in those 15 years?
Oh, heck yeah, yes. Originally, there was our primary duty since 2008 has been the radar site.
Okay.
And so in 2008, and then the first few years, we actually had a boom that the radar guns were on that went over the cliff. And it was very hard because you had to get the angle just right, you know, on the radar guns, and so it was a little difficult.
Kind of hit and miss on that, huh?
It was tricky. Had to have a lot of practice runs to get dialed in, so we had what we felt were accurate readings.
Yeah.
These days, they bought the new guns, I think, in 2012.
Yeah.
And these are amazing. They can set off center, and you can they automatically adjust for the angle you're off of the center line, and so they're pretty darn accurate.
Well, that's pretty cool. And I mean, people don't think about it, but that is pretty important. That job, that's why those boats are out there, is to try to get some sort of a speed, and they're kind of counting on you to clock it. So there was probably a little bit of stress involved those first few years, huh?
Absolutely.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
If you're trying to work out the angles and the radar and all that stuff. Did you ever just make it up? I think it was about that.
No, because we actually had 3 guns out there on
you
the end
did?
of that boom,
Okay.
and we have 3 people watching those screens where the speeds would show up, and they were generally pretty darn close to each other, within a mile per hour of each other. Anyway, we always went with the highest one.
That's cool. And did you ever go, oh man, look at that? You know, you get a really high speed or something like that.
Well, the Spirit of Cutter, obviously, 244 miles an hour, that gets your attention.
That'll do it. Yeah, right. That's like flying, man. Absolutely, that's incredible. So you've mostly done the radar. Have you done other jobs over the years at the shootout? What else have you done over there?
Sure. We've been pretty heavily involved in the shootout on the Strip.
Okay.
When they have the party over there and all the boats on display.
Right, that's pretty cool.
Once Lake Ozarks started allowing open container during that, then the Rotary Club took on the chore of checking IDs and applying the wristbands so that people were legal.
And that's a big job.
It is.
Another big job.
A lot of people there.
Oh my gosh,
yeah. A lot of people.
And it gets a little bit warm. And have you ever run into, any problems with people having too much consuming or anything? Everybody's kind of in a party and fun mood.
We don't necessarily get involved in that because we're just basically taking their wristbands and things. So
handing that out.
We don't have.
And it's early in the evening.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
which makes a big difference too.
and we've done some other things with the shootout. We have done the parking over for the mini shootout.
1 year.
Right.
1 year, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Over at Ha Ha Tonka.
Right.
We manned the table at the Hall of Fame dinner 1 year when. We have another couple from the Laurie Sunrise Beach Rotary Club that normally mans the table when people come in.
Yeah.
And they were gone 1 year, and so we filled in for them. So we've done that.
You've jumped in on that. What's your favorite volunteer job at the shootout? Is it the radar?
Absolutely.
Oh, it has to be.
Yeah.
That's the best seat in the house.
Yeah, I always tell people we have the best volunteer job at the shootout.
Yeah, and in your mind, you probably, and heck, in everybody's mind, you might, because you like you said, the best seat in the house up there. So that's pretty cool. Are you guys native to the lake, or did you move here at some point?
We moved here in 1994. We both came from different places. I grew up in Kansas City. Toni grew up in South Dakota.
South Dakota?
Yes.
Wow, okay. So that's cool. So how do you hear about the Lake of the Ozarks in South Dakota?
Well, actually, my parents traveled through this area.
Yeah.
And they liked it, so they settled here in the early 70s.
Okay.
I've actually been here since 73, but I took a brief time out and moved to Kansas City when we got married, but otherwise I've been here since 73.
73, boy, some changes.
I'm almost a native.
The changes you've seen since
Yes.
73.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
Crazy.
It's, I mean, there were a lot less people and a lot more gravel back then, right?
Oh boy.
Back in those days.
And there were no multi-lane highways.
Oh, yeah. We need to have more of those these
Yes.
days, the way the traffic is picking up. That's for sure. Okay, so we're talking with the Wagners. It's Michael and Toni Wagner, longtime volunteers at the shootout. So we're learning about what it's like to be a volunteer at the shootout. There's probably a lot of people watching that have thought, that might be fun, but I don't know how about going to do that. So we will talk about that more right after this. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center is growing in our community with a new dental location to serve you in Eldon and a new location in Laurie. COMC also makes your children a priority with a mobile dental unit serving schools in rural areas where access can be a challenge. COMC also offers OBGYN, sports medicine, pediatric, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission. If it's happening at the lake, it's happening on Lake TV. From the polar plunge to festivals, parades, aquapalooza, and boat shows, Lake TV has it all. Even the granddaddy of them all, the shootouts. If you're looking for places to party, things to do, or even a new home to move into, you've gotta love Lake TV. What is COMC? A health center where everyone has access to high-quality, affordable medical, dental, and behavioral health care, regardless of insurance or ability to pay. Offering primary care, preventative, chronic, pediatrics, and OBGYN. COMC even offers comprehensive dental and same-day emergency care. A health center that focuses on every aspect of your health. Everything your family needs to stay healthy. At COMC, your health is our mission. Welcome back to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show, brought to you by the wonderful folks at COMC, Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. They've got a new place open in Laurie. How about that? So they're all over the place now. So we're talking with the Wagners. It's Michael, it's Toni Wagner, longtime volunteers at the shootout since 2008 when it first moved over to Captain Ron's. And so you have grandkids in the Kansas City area,
Correct.
I think. Do they come down for the shootout? Do they have fun with all that?
They do.
Absolutely.
Our granddaughter's birthday is always shootout weekend.
Really?
And she likes to be here for the shootout.
Oh, that makes that kind of a tradition thing.
Yes.
It's become that, yes.
Isn't that cool how that works out? So now you've both, you volunteer, and not just the shootout, but at other places. I mean, you've been involved with the Pumpkin Chunkin' Palooza, I believe. You've been involved in several other things. What else have you guys jumped in? Because you're a part of the Rotary as well.
Yeah, we're both members of the Laurie Sunrise Beach Rotary Club. We meet on Thursdays at noon up at Carmelitas in Laurie. Branched off from that has been Pumpkin Chunkin' Palooza,
Right.
which this year is going to be September 24th.
Right.
And then last year we started a new program in conjunction with that, and that's Lake of the Ozarks Got Talent.
That was fun,
Went
wasn't it?
really well last year, and so we're doing it again this year, and that's actually going to be the night before. So we have a night event,
Good.
Lake of the Ozarks Got Talent
Yep.
on the 23rd, and then Pumpkin Chunkin' Palooza itself on the 24th.
And then you guys do the water slides over at
Bear Bottom.
Bear Bottoms,
We
right?
do. We started, this will be our third annual water slide races, and we always pick an entity to benefit from the funds that we raise there.
Yeah.
There's a little entry fee for each team, and then they're encouraged, of course, to raise more money to give to whatever our charity is.
Pretty much all this is to help charities in the area, which is kind of what makes our part of the world so special. Is I mean, everybody is working to raise money for charity.
We have a great community.
Yeah, we really do.
There are so many people. They come down here retired, but they're not retired. They didn't stop working. They're volunteering and helping the community.
Well, and it's funny because I talked to several retired people, some in my family, that they're busier now than they were when they were working, right? You know, it's like retired, but it's so busy. And your real jobs, when you're not volunteering, is you work for a title company. You're a searcher for a title company.
I'm a title examiner for Sunrise Title.
What does that mean? What do you do?
Well, it's kind of like doing a puzzle.
Oh.
You determine the chain of title, the ownership of a certain piece of property back as far as you possibly can. And in this area, it's back to about the 1930s.
Okay. That's pretty cool. I love history, so that would be neat.
And I like puzzles.
Yeah.
So.
And you're kind of in the real estate business, too. You work for Sullivan Bank, right?
Correct. So I get to have some transactions with Toni, and if I have any questions, I have a really good resource to call.
Absolutely.
Because I'm a loan officer there, and so we get involved, obviously, on the real estate side quite a bit.
You've been busy the last few years.
Yes, we have.
As busy as real estate's been. So have you. So you've been married since '89.
Right.
And you kind of do these things as a team, these charity things and stuff like that. And if the reason behind it is the raising money for charity, like the shootout, $445,000, to charity last year. And it's not just one; it's spread out over a lot. It really helps a ton of different people.
It really does, because you think about it, it goes to the fire departments that are involved in whatever, but when it goes to a charity like Laurie Sunrise Beach Rotary, we have scholarships, we have other donations that we make throughout the year, and we have organizations that we support throughout the year.
Yeah.
And so, those funds get spread out even among, it may be 35 charities that get funds from the shootout, but then you spread them out to some of these other charities, and they spread them out even further.
Right. Like, so shootout, one of the shootout charities is the Rotary, but the Rotary might have 10 or 20 places where they give that money to as well. So
that's right.
Those the tentacles go deep and far to who this money helps. So you guys are kind of professional volunteers, and there's probably some folks watching. They go, I would love to volunteer, but I don't know how, what that's like. So when you go in, and probably to volunteer, you want to get in touch with the Lake West Chamber of Commerce,
right.
And they can help you, or you can just contact Leah Martin, and she's the director of the shootout, through the website, which is lakeoftheozarkshootout.com, I believe. What advice would you give to folks who want to volunteer but don't know how to do it or what it's all about? What would you tell them?
Well, just sign up. Just contact them. There's so many different positions and areas that people are needed in, and it's just very rewarding to know that your time is going to help somebody that's needy in the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, in my experience, when you do that, when you want to volunteer and just kind of jump in, see, and join, then you have so much fun behind the scenes, just because it is fun, right? And you meet new people, you meet new friends and all that stuff. Right. There's a whole lot of benefits that kind of go with that. We've only got a minute left, but favorite memories, anything that sticks out of favorite shootout memories over the years for you two?
Wow. Wow.
That's a loaded question.
It is. But of course, you can't hardly top the Spirit Cutter. That 244 miles an hour was just heart-stopping. It was just over the top. We really weren't expecting that. We'd seen, the 220s. I'm a real fan of the 100-plus mile an hour pontoon boats.
Yeah.
Those are crazy. I love that. So what about you?
Well, I know that the fans really like the drag boat races, so those are fun. And from where we're at on the cliff at the radar site, we can hear the boats honking and people cheering, and so that's a lot of fun.
That is.
And when you rattle off one of the speeds and you can hear the fans on the water
cheering. Right.
Yeah, that's
it's like I did that.
That's pretty
right?
fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, thank you guys for coming by. That time went so fast, but thank you for all the work you do in the community and all the charity work, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us.